Hi, this is Ted Kelly with another Ted's Hospitality Minute. Hey, today we've got an awesome guest on. His name is Xavier Moulin. He's with S&H Hotels and Resorts, and he's got great stuff to share with us about what's going on over there. Xavier, how are you today?
Excellent. Hi, Ted. Pleasure to be on.
Oh man, it's a pleasure to have you, and I'm really looking forward to you sharing some of the good stuff that's going on over at S&H. But before you do that, tell me a little bit about you and your trek in hospitality and kind of how you got to where you are right now.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. It's it really was my dad's influence. Now, my dad's a doctor, and of course, growing up, I wanted to be a doctor. So yeah, I said, Dad, how do I become a doctor? And he said, you really don't want to be a doctor. You'll never see your family. You're going to be working nights and weekends, and it's 24/7. Pick a career where you can have a little bit more of a work-life balance. I said, okay, Dad, that sounds great. And I picked the only career that potentially is worse. It's still 24/7 and it's nonstop.
Yeah.
But joke aside, I think I'm a little ADD and I have to be on my feet and I have to touch a lot of things. I couldn't be in a cubicle all day and do the same thing in and out.
Right.
Hospitality gives me that outlet. And I was born and raised in France. I studied in Switzerland, and I was lucky enough to work and live in 8 countries throughout this career, and it's just a wonderful life.
Wow. All right. So tell us a little bit about S&H and the background there and how it got started.
So it really started with the one hotel brand, and SH Hotels is sort of the umbrella, and that was founded by Barry Sternlicht. Barry Sternlicht was the original founder of Starwood Hotels and Resorts, that he was the CEO for until about 2002. And then after that, he focused on his other business, which was Starwood Capital, a bit more of an investment firm. But Barry being a hotelier at heart, I think that he couldn't stay away from operating and running hotels and coming up with new concepts. So the one hotel came up around something that's very relevant in today's world, which is sustainability and nature. And the motto of SH Hotels, and one hotels in particular, is nature is beautiful, and we want to keep it that way, and we want to try to do all the good we can while operating a hotel. And the interesting challenge in developing this has been how do you put sustainability together with luxury? When you think sustainability, you think less, and that usually goes against luxury, which is supposed to be excess. Right. But we found very creative ways, to blend the two, and less is more, and we create luxury out of an environment that's actually good for everyone and for nature as well.
Wow. Yeah, I looked at a little bit of what the concept looks like, and I got to tell you, it's super nice, luxury, high-end stuff, and I'm impressed so far. So tell us a little bit about hotel openings and what you guys have coming up on your docket.
Well, we're on a crazy trajectory right now. Our pipeline is extremely robust. We're opening 3 hotels this year. It's going to be Nashville, San Francisco, and Hawaii. And then we have a slew of other hotels that are in the pipeline and will be opening in the next few years. Yeah, doing 3 to 4 openings a year. God help us. I'm not sure how we're going to do this with our current team.
Right.
I think we're going to need a lot of help. But the ambition is definitely there.
Right.
It's a very special thing to do a hotel opening, but it's also a very rewarding time.
Right. And you guys also have property located in Miami right now, right?
Correct. So we have, the one Hotel South Beach is the one that's been in operation for about 6 years now. This is the 6th year. And we have 2 new properties coming up under the SH umbrella. Treehouse Hotel, which is sort of the one hotel light. It's like the little sister of the one hotel. A little bit more affordable, still sustainable, but a little bit more fun. And then you have the Baccarat Hotel that also is coming to Brickell in Miami, which is our ultra luxury brand. And we have one currently in New York, and that's the first one in existence. And so the second one will come to Miami.
Right. So, by all accounts, it sounded like Miami really didn't experience a slowdown due to COVID. did you guys see that your numbers went up, or how did you guys fare on the luxury side? It sounds like everybody in Miami and that Florida region really didn't get hurt as bad as some of the other markets when it came to occupancy level and people trying to get their hotel space.
Yes, not at all. We haven't really felt a whole lot. We felt some of it in 2020, but we haven't felt much of it in 2021 or this year so far. I think the impact of COVID has been widely variable depending on geographical location, obviously. In Miami throughout, at the very beginning of 2020, we did go through, a couple phases of lockdowns and beach closures and things like that. So we did close the hotel for about a month. And then we reopened and we chose to stay open while some of our competitors, maintained closures for a few additional months. We stayed open and we saw the business gradually come back towards the end of 2020. And 2021 has actually, to date, has been the best year on record for us. I think there was a certain leniency in Miami around the COVID protocols, and I think that attracted a lot of people to come and get a little bit of freedom outside of the states that had, more stringent rules. But and it was an interesting time because then you have guests who are coming from California and New York, and then they come to Miami because they don't want to wear a mask, and then you have the other guests who are very, very stringent about it, and then the guests are creating tension, and you're stuck in the middle as the hoteliers. But in terms of numbers, I mean, we've had an amazing year.
Right.
And this year, I would argue that I see that the business is coming back this year as well. Groups, essentially, we're seeing a resurgence of group business. Some of it is rebooks from cancellations during COVID, but we are seeing an interest in small groups and conventions also coming back to the city.
Did you guys see from a hotel market any distress signals or assets that you thought were possibly ideal for looking at possibly as an acquisition type in any of this, or how did you guys view that?
We've looked at several properties. There hasn't been a surge of of availability in Miami. I think a lot of people actually came down to Miami. Real estate has been booming in both commercial and residential real estate. So there are a few opportunities in Miami. I'm not sure it's the hottest market at the moment. So I think we're looking at expanding in other markets at the moment, but we're still always on the lookout for anything that might come up. We might be looking at one or two properties at the moment as well, but again, we never know what's going to transpire.
Right. Talk a little bit about your team there at S&H and kind of the culture. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I think we've done, we have one particularity at one hotel in general, and that's really our core values and our concepts, right? We talked a little bit about sustainability. We talked about, doing as much good as we can for nature. And I think, that's something that everybody sort of subscribes to when they come to SH and when they apply for one hotel. During interviews, we also ask questions like, do you recycle? Do you volunteer? What do you do in your life, to give back to the community? So I think that's the first common thread, and we're a bunch of like-minded people in that respect. So that's a good start, to have a common thread. I think the culture that we develop from there is really one of caring. And in my opinion, any leader, if they're going to be a good leader, they need to be genuine with their team and they need to listen to their team. And I think that's what we're doing, and that's what we're striving to do on a daily basis. And so far it's been pretty successful. I think at the end of the day, you just have to keep your promises, and actively improve the life of the people that work in the hotel, and that's what we're trying to do. And I think we've hit a chord.
Wow, that's awesome. So tell me a little bit about the next steps. So you guys are trying to grow your brands, obviously. You're expanding not only in the States, but it looks like you're possibly expanding outside of the States and other countries. What are the plans there?
We are. So there's many projects in development in other countries. We've opened two outside the U.S. in the last couple of years. We've opened China and Toronto, Canada. So we have two currently outside the U.S. I would say two and a half, and the half is close to my heart. It's Cabo San Lucas in Mexico. I actually spent 2 years in Cabo opening the One Homes there and running the project prior to coming to Miami. And so it's a One Homes, and then there's a hotel that'll eventually be developed there as well. And then we have projects coming up, anywhere from Europe to, Australia and South America. So we have lots in the pipeline, and it's very exciting.
Wow, that is amazing. I've looked at, again, the footprint for the different brands that it looks like you guys are developing and promoting, and they look like they're going to be some real high-end, super, as we like to say, super duper places to stay and enjoy the environments. So I got one more question for you. So for the guys that are staying at the One Hotel, that traveler, tell me what's the makeup for that traveler. What are they looking for?
I always say, if you care about sustainability and you come to the One Hotel, you're going to have an amazing time. If you don't care about sustainability and you come to the One Hotel, you're still going to have an amazing time. Because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, we try to not overburden the guest with anything that will limit their experience, right? We incorporate sustainability in a way that actually creates more choices or better quality for the guest. And I'll give you an example. I'm currently staying at a different hotel in Orlando, right? And this is what I get in the room, 2 of those. And I'm a guy who likes to drink a lot of water. So usually I need 12 of those, but then my trash is filled with plastic and I don't feel good about that. So at One Hotel, what we do instead is we don't have any plastic whatsoever in the room. We've removed all plastic. What we have is glasses that are made out of recycled wine bottles that we cut in half. So you have a glass that's reused. We call that a second life. And then we have a system in each guest room with a filtered water faucet. So you actually have as much water as you want. You don't have to ask for more. You don't have to go to your mini bar, and you don't have to feel bad because there's no waste. So that's one of the things that we do that's creating luxury, but also helping the environment.
Wow, and that's important because everywhere you go now they said, drink more water, right? Well,
yes.
I have your same situation in most places I stay. I get my 2 bottles of water, and before the end of the day, I'm out of water, and I'm trying to hunt down the housekeeping or saying, hey, can I get a couple more bottles of water, something like that. But that's very important, and I think that's a very great differentiator for the One Hotel.
It is. It's something different, and then you have we also hospitality is a very emotional business. So we're all storytellers in this business, and so we try to create something creative and interesting, that sometimes people can take home, whether you care about sustainability or not. Once again, you might find something amusing or entertaining, and you may want to do it for the entertainment value. In some of our hotels, in the shower, we have an hourglass for 5 minutes. So if you're done showering in 5 minutes, you don't have to waste more water and you can turn it off. But if you don't have a reference, you don't know. A lot of people find this really fun. And then I hear that comment all the time. They come to me, they said, I have an hourglass that's been in a drawer for years. It's going in my shower. So now people take these initiatives home and they talk to their family and friends, and now we're changing the world.
You're definitely changing the world, because you just changed Ted Kelly's residence, because I'm about to go home and tell my wife and my daughter, say, hey, you got to get you an hourglass in there. And when it's up, you need to get out and quit running the water forever. Because you walk in the shower, it's like, why is all this steam everywhere, right?
With these new rising utility bills, it helps too.
Yeah, absolutely. That is such a great point. Those are 2 great points, actually, that I think that really make a difference and really kind of re-emphasize your point about sustainability and being different. So that is great. I am looking forward to actually finding One Hotel in South Beach and seeing what that's like sometime.
You're welcome anytime.
All right. Well, tell us, how can folks find out more about One Hotels and Treehouse and the other brands that you guys have and what's going on? Because obviously folks need to stay in the know and watch you guys as you continue to grow and develop.
Absolutely. So onehotels.com, and then you will find all the collection and the portfolio there. And then look for each individual hotels on social media. And then you will see some posts specific to each hotel and what is happening there. So onehotels.com.
All right, coming to a town near you real soon. All right, guys.
At this pace, yes.
Thanks again for your time, Xavier. It's been great. Enjoy talking to you.
Thank you, Ted. True pleasure.
This has been another Ted's Hospitality Minute. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.